Super Mario, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World. It's a blast from the past. It's Super Mario World. You got to move.
Hey everyone, this is JamesimusPrime2798 here. I thought I'd just drop in and say welcome back to JamesimusPrime2798 Q&A questions and answers videos. This is Q&A video number 24. So right now I'm going to get down to some questions you all gave to me. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, question number 1. What are my favourite DreamWorks animation movies? Well, I've got two, to be honest. There's the 4 Shrek movies and the Madagascar trilogy. They're both my favourite DreamWorks movies. And I have done 2 versions of Shrek for parodies on YouTube. I've done Henry Shrek and Gordon Shrek. And I will be doing Madagascar JamesimusPrime2798 as of next year, which I've got confirmed on the list. Alright, number 2. Am I ever going to do the Incredibles spoofs? Yes, I will be. I will be doing the first movie next year, guaranteed, and I will be doing its sequel in 2028 for the 10th anniversary. Alright, number 3. Have I ever saw 3801 Steam Locomotive in person? No, I have not seen 3801 in person. But I will one day when I find the time, because as you all know, she's my favourite Australian steam locomotive. She's the Australian equivalent of the Flying Scotsman, and the last of the streamlined 38s to exist. Alright. Question number 4. What's your 2028 parodies? My parodies I have planned for 2028 are Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, JamesimusPrime2798, the Mater Bob Toe Pants movie, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, Yogi's Dinosaur movie, Pooh's Heffalump movie, the Runarounds Run Safari, the Wiggles Wiggly Safari, Cool Age, the Continental Drift, Ice Age, the Continental Drift, Thomas the Tank Engine, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Marge and Ruth, Thelma and Louise, Stand By Me, JamesimusPrime2798, Road Trip, JamesimusPrime2798, Gordon's Fun Fest, Garfield's Fun Fest, The Dukes of Hazzard, The Beginning, JamesimusPrime2798, The Flintstones, I Yabba Dabba Doo, JamesimusPrime2798, The Incredibles 2, JamesimusPrime2798, Ali White and the 7 Boys, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, characters Robots, Transformers 1, Transformers 1, The Car and the Tow Truck, The Fox and the Hound, Hotel Transylvania 3, Summer Vacation, JamesimusPrime2798, Bo Duke and Nicola, Peter Pan and Wendy, John Claus is Coming to Town, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Henry and Winter Wonderland, Frosty and Winter Wonderland. Yeah, those 2 are going to be my Christmas parodies for 2028. That year. Alright, number 5. Who is my favourite character in Cheers? It's Norm Peterson. He is the main character in Cheers. He's one of them, actually. He appears in every single episode. He always hangs out with Cliffy Clavin, the local postman. And he also hangs out with the others like Sam, Diane, Carla, Woody, and Coach, and Frasier as well. They all have a good time at the bar and a good chat and just discuss random life problems and stuff like that. He always sits at the end of the bar on the left corner. Whenever he walks into the bar, he always says, "Afternoon, everybody." Everyone shouts, "Norm!" Diane says, "Norman?" Coach or Woody asks him questions and Norm makes a joke about the questions. And then sits down. Norm is a good character, but I haven't used him in any of my parodies yet. But I got him confirmed as Barney Gumble in my V3 of The Simpsons movie. Norm is performed by George Wendt. He passed away last year at the age of 76. And if he was still alive now, he would have been 77 or 78. Alright, number 6. When am I going to do the Rugrats movie JamesimusPrime2798 parody? Well, I might do that parody in 2028 for the film's 30th anniversary. And I'll possibly do its sequel, Rugrats the Movie in Paris, in 2030 for its 30th anniversary. But I'm not going to do Rugrats Go Wild because that movie isn't my thing. Sorry, just had no interest in doing it. Yeah, don't ask me why. Alright, number 7. Who is my favourite Land Before Time character? It's Littlefoot. He is the main character of the group and the Land Before Time movies. He's a long-necked dinosaur. Well, a brontosaurus in real life. When he was first introduced, he was born during the time when his mother and grandparents were making their way to the Great Valley. And he knew that they would all be together always. As Littlefoot got older, his mother taught him everything about life and the Great Valley in general as well. Along the way, he meets a three-horn named Sarah. In real life, her kind is called the Triceratops. She saw Littlefoot and they both began to play until her father stopped the fight and tells Sarah, "Come, Sarah." And then he looks crossly at Littlefoot and says, "Three horns never play with long necks." The rude remark upsets him, and his mother takes him away, and Sarah tells him the same words her father said to Littlefoot, "Three horns never play with long necks." He was wondering what a long neck is, but his mother explained that's what they are, and told him that their kind, as well as the three horns, the spike tails, the swimmers and flyers, they never do anything together because they're all different. It's always been that way, and because they're all different to each other. One night he met up with Sarah and they both were playing again in some mud pit with bubbles. And then a Sharptooth, which is called a T-Rex in real life, came to kill them, and then they both ran for their lives, and then Littlefoot's mother began to battle against the Sharptooth, and then the earth began to shake, and then the land was cut in two and herds were separated from everyone. Littlefoot found his mother injured and she was dying, and she tells him she'll always be with him even though he can't see her, and asks him if he knows his way to the Great Valley, and he kind of did, but then she peacefully dies. Littlefoot was most upset over the loss of his mother. While travelling, Sarah refused to travel with him. Along the way, he meets Ducky and Petrie, who agreed to go with Littlefoot, and then Sarah decides to join with them, including a spike-tail named Spike, which Ducky finds and names him Spike because he's a spike-tail, and then the five of them set off to the Great Valley. They spent 2 days trying to get there, but then Sarah thought Littlefoot was crazy and decides to take the other way, but Littlefoot tells her it's the wrong way and explains that his mother said so, and then she accused Littlefoot's mother for being wrong as well, and that made Littlefoot very angry, and then they both had a fight because he didn't like what Sarah said to him about his mother. Petrie, Ducky and Spike were scared and worried that their two friends were fighting. And then Sarah decides to go the wrong way, and Littlefoot forces her to go because they didn't want her around anyway. Ducky, Spike and Petrie decide to go with Sarah and tell Littlefoot that her way was easier, and this made Littlefoot cross and then leaves on his own because he was annoyed at Sarah for not believing in him and what his mother said, because Littlefoot made a promise to his mum to find the Great Valley. However, Ducky, Spike and Petrie were in danger, and Littlefoot manages to save them, and they will save Sarah as well. They also battled against Sharptooth, and they caused him to go to the deep end of the lake and throw that rock on top of his head and then drown into the water. It's because Littlefoot made a plan to get rid of him once and for all, because he wanted to get revenge on Sharptooth for killing his mother. Soon they all made it to the Great Valley safe and sound, and they were reunited with their families. Ducky's family agrees to adopt Spike, and they were allowed to all play together for their sake, which their families agreed to. Littlefoot is a great character, and I've only used him twice in my parodies. I've used him as Hathi Jr. in my V1 of the Jungle Book parody, and one of the elephants in my V2 of the Jungle Book. And yet to come, he'll be playing as Lumpy in my Pooh's Heffalump movie parody, and Dumbo in my Dumbo parody. Alright, number 8. Is Ratchet one of my favourite Transformers characters? Yes, Ratchet is one of my favourite Transformers characters. Here's the Autobots medical officer. He transforms into a Hummer H2 ambulance. In the first 2 movies, he was coloured in a yellowish-green colour with a red live stripe on each side. And then in Dark of the Moon, he transformed in, as well as Age of Extinction, he transformed into a lime green and white ambulance, and he had that colour on him. Same ambulance model, but different colours, and he had E4, one on each side. In the first movie, he came to Earth in 2007 with Optimus, Ironhide, and Jazz to meet up with Bumblebee to find the Allspark on Earth. He also allies with Sam, Michaela, including Lennox, Epps, Simmons, and the rest of the Nest soldiers. Well, when he appeared in the fourth movie, he appears in all four Transformers movies, but in the fourth movie he was killed by Lockdown in Age of Extinction because he refused to tell him where Optimus was hiding because he cared about his leader and they were old friends. And Ratchet does appear briefly in the Bumblebee movie on the War for Cybertron. And Ratchet is voiced by Robert Foxworth. And I have used Ratchet a couple of times in my parodies. I've used him as himself, Simba, Nala, Timon and Pumbaa's friend in my Lion King parody, himself in my Toy Story parodies, and one of the elephants in my V3 of the Jungle Book. Yeah, and guys, also I have a Dark of the Moon Voyager class Ratchet. I've had this figure for 3 years. I got him off eBay for $120 because I missed out on this toy when I was 13 when he came out, because I didn't really collect Dark of the Moon figures back then, but at the end of 2011 I did, because I was in high school at the time and I was just busy. And I do like this Dark of the Moon colours for Ratchet. And this is the Ratchet I have currently in my movie display, along with the Studio Series Ratchets, which I forgot to grab. So yeah, Dark of the Moon Ratchet. Okay, number 9. I know I've answered this before, but I will answer it one more again. What parodies will I be doing next year? The parodies I have planned for next year are Meet the Dukes, Meet the Robinsons, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, JamesimusPrime2798, Cool Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Herbie Little 2, Stuart Little 2, Littlefoot, Dumbo, the Runarounds movie, the Wiggles movie, The Land Before Time 7, The Stone of Cold Fire, JamesimusPrime2798, Gordon Forever After, Shrek Forever After, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Top Gun Starsky, Top Gun Maverick, Lisa Matilda, Smokey and the Duke Boy, Smokey and the Bandit, The Dukes of Hazzard Reunion, V2, JamesimusPrime2798, Gordon Gets Real, Garfield Gets Real, The Incredibles, JamesimusPrime2798, Hotel Transylvania 2, JamesimusPrime2798, Cool Age, A Big Engine Christmas, Ice Age, A Mammoth Christmas, and Luke Duke Fred Claus. Yeah, those two are going to be my Christmas parodies for next year. And next year, the TV show parody I'll be doing next year is Bo Duke, Fireman Sam, because it's the 40th anniversary of Fireman Sam, so I figured I might do the first 4 seasons as my TV show parody for next year, to honour the 40th anniversary of Fireman Sam. Okay, number 10. I know I've answered this twice, but this is the third time I'll answer it. Who are my 5 favourite female actresses? There's Peyton List. She plays Emma Ross in Bunked and Jessie. Ellie O'Brien in The Swap. Holly Hills in Diary of a Wimpy Kid trilogy. And Claire Carpenter in Swimming for Gold. Catherine Bach, she plays Daisy Duke in the Dukes of Hazzard. Nikki Griffin, she plays Katie Johnson in the Dukes of Hazzard movie. Mila Kunis, she plays Laurie Collins in Ted and voices Meg Griffin in Family Guy and plays as Jackie Burhark on that 70s show and that 90s show, as well as Jamie in Friends with Benefits. Lindsay Lohan, she plays Maggie Payton in Herbie Fully Loaded, and Katie Heron in Mean Girls and voices Maggie Simpson in one of the episodes of The Simpsons. They're my 5 favourite actresses, and I do have more to add to that. There's Laura Monaro, she plays Allie Dawson in Austin and Ally. Amanda Seyfried, she plays Samantha Jackson in Ted 2 and Karen Smith in Mean Girls. Megan Fox, she plays Michaela in Transformers 2007, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, and plays as April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Madison Eisman, she plays Bethany Walker in the Jumanji movies, Sarah Quinn in Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween, Natalie in Riot Girls, and Kaylee in Late in America. And then there's Jane Leaves, she plays Daphne Moon on Frasier. Emma Watson, she plays Hermione Granger in Harry Potter, she plays Belle in the live-action Beauty and the Beast and plays as Nikki Moore in The Bling Ring. Michelle Trachtenberg, she plays Penny in the live-action Inspector Gadget movie. She also plays as Harriet in Harriet the Spy, Casey in Ice Princess, and Jamie in Eurotrip. And there's Rachel McAdams. She plays Regina in Mean Girls, Jessica in The Hot Chick, Allie in The Notebook, Claire in Wedding Crushes, Annie in Game Night, and Linda Little in Send Help, which is her most recent movie she just did. Sally Field, she plays Carrie/Frog in the first two Smokey and the Bandit movies. Olivia Holt, she plays Kim in Kickin' It. Gina Davis, she plays Eleanor Little in Stuart Little, and Thelma in Thelma and Louise. Susan Sarandon, she plays Louise in Thelma and Louise. She voices Coco LaBouche in Rugrats the Movie 2 in Paris and plays as Mary McGladical in That's My Boy with Adam Sandler. Ashley Tisdale, she voices Candace in Phineas and Ferb and plays as Maddie in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And she was also in the High School Musical trilogy. Nicola Peltz, she plays Tessa Yeager in Transformers Age of Extinction. Haley Steinfeld, she plays Charlie Watson in Bumblebee. Laura Haddock, she plays Vivian Wembley in Transformers The Last Night. And Allison in the In-Betweeners movie. Ariel Winter, she voices Penny and Mr. Peabody in Sherman and plays as Alex Dumpy in Modern Family. And Emily Head, she plays Carly DiMatteo in The In-Betweeners. Alright guys, that's all the questions I have for today. Sorry there was only 10, but I will answer some more in the near future, which I'll probably do around September or even late August, but we'll see. So guys, I want you to subscribe to my channel, watch my YouTube parodies, watch all the vlogs I have done from 2019 onwards, and also look forward to my upcoming YouTube parody, Top Gun, JamesimusPrime2798. I feel the need for speed. Talk to me, Goose. Yeah, those are the quotes from Top Gun. So yeah, guys, thank you. I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been JamesimusPrime2798. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, and I am gone.
In Super Mario World, it's a blast!